The desperation, in some sense, was more severe than I see here in America. You know, you hear about the rough side of London. I always knew that it existed. I just never knew that in London you can slip so low. People are desperate. You have people who would give these kids a shopping list of things to go and steal, knowing that they were on drugs.
I'm not doing it to be malicious or set out to hurt anybody. I'm doing it just to feed my family.
Our goal is just to simply show the world a window as to why people do the things they do, and where that desperation comes from. It's like they say, when the system fails you, you create your own system.
It's Black Friday. It's regarded as the beginning of the holiday shopping season. But this day has become the busiest and the biggest day of the year in Britain for shoplifters. Now, what's interesting about this story is what they actually steal. A leg of lamb, turkey, anything that this community may not necessarily be able to afford. And we're about to meet up with a couple who shoplift to support their drug habit.
I've been going shoplifting about 4 or 5 times a day. I steal every day is about 300, 400 pounds, maybe more. I'm thinking now.
What do you think?
I want to walk. I want to walk. It's rush hour. It's fucking...
We'll talk to each other before we go in. We'll already know where the stuff is that we want to get. He'll look at me, I'll be by the doors, keeping them open, and I'll just give him the nod to make sure no one's coming.
The best thing to do is be more bold, as if you are doing like shopping.
I will just walk straight to them and straight out. Come on then.
It was completely perfect. There was no security, there was no one around.
This is Ronnie and Dennis. They're addicted to drugs, you know, heroin, crack cocaine. Last year in the UK, almost every type of crime was down except shoplifting. And I'm here to find out why.
Michael, let's take you to
Dennis, Michael,
Yeah, I went into there and took these men care kits.
People cannot get enough of them at the moment.
I got a iron. I mean, it does sound stupid to nick an iron, but people do buy it. All cops are bastards.
She's lovely. Do you want to go back to bed, Grandma?
How old are you guys?
Me, I'm 21.
I'm 26.
How long have you been shoplifting?
Under a year.
Okay.
Dennis, since I've met him.
Yeah, I've been shoplifting since I was a little kid.
Are you stealing to support your habit?
Yeah. And, like, people will ask us to steal certain things like meat, for instance.
So people submit shopping lists to you?
Almost every day, don't we?
Yeah.
How did you start using drugs?
Me, I started heroin at 13. I really
You were 13 years old?
Yeah. Was injected by a person that I looked up to like an older brother.
How'd you get started using?
The drug has been in my life since I was born. I was born addicted to heroin. My mum was using when I was growing up. We both take heroin and crack, £50 each, roughly.
Yeah.
You get no judgment from me, you know what I mean? I've had my own bout with narcotics, and it's an everyday struggle. So do you ever wonder if you took just 20% of all that energy and put it towards something else, where you might end up?
We talk about that a lot, don't we?
We talk about that a lot.
We know that This isn't for us a long-term lifestyle.
I just got my mate a couple of steaks and some bacon and some sausages that he's ordered. There's 2 steaks, pack of posh bacon, some sausages. That's today's order. I went out today earlier and stole all of that in the morning.
You get a bit, I get a bit, you get a bit. It goes round in circles.
There you go. That's for you.
In a UK context, the poor have been getting poorer while the rich have been getting richer. Now, after the financial crash in 2008, the government in 2010 decides that the way to respond is to cut public spending. That's health services, that's services for family and children. What inequality means increasingly is that your background dictates your future.
One of the first acts of Britain's new coalition government back in June was an emergency budget announcing swinging cuts to public spending.
We act on behalf of everyone who knows that Britain has got to live within its means.
Welfare benefits are harder to get. And one of the ways in which people have responded is survival crime. They're stealing basics, they're stealing bread and milk and baby food. We're also seeing people who are deciding to go to the black market because that's one of the ways in which they can afford to buy certain foodstuffs.
Dennis has been arrested for shoplifting 3 times in the past 2 years.
Now I'm on tag, so I've got to be in from the hours of 8 p.m. till 8 a.m. So after 8 a.m. I can go out because I'm going to go to court for my sentencing.
So, what were the things that you got caught shoplifting?
It was meat, £200 worth of meat, and another one, £101.
Okay. All right. So, what do you think your chances are?
I think hopefully gonna get out.
Yeah. So we'll be waiting for you, man. Let me know what's going on.
All right.
All right, bro. You'll be safe. All right. All right, man.
You know, if anybody knows my story, you know, I've not been the most model citizen in the whole world. I've been in some dark places myself. And for me to be alive is a blessing. Let's face it, you know. These 2 kids, man, they, you know, both of them got hooked on drugs. One born addicted from her mother, and him, 13 years old, got turned out.
What happened?
Gave me a £500 fine, and I've got to go to drug appointment at 12 o'clock.
A drug appointment?
Yeah.
Like a rehab?
Like a rehab, yeah, 9 months.
How you feel about that?
I feel quite pleased, actually.
You ready to do it?
Yeah. I mean, I've done 8 years on drugs, and now I think it's time to get off it.
Yeah. Yeah. What's on your agenda for right now?
We're going to go back home, get some stuff that we've got
Let's score
to
one
sell.
last time.
And
Yeah, I mean,
score one last time
Yeah,
before
man.
tomorrow.
All right, so Dennis and Ronnie went home and they picked up their last little bit of stolen goods and they're gonna sell it, take the money, and go buy drugs, hopefully for the last time.
It has been a really long day. I don't like it when you get to this point in the day. If you haven't had anything, you start to feel sweaty and hot. It makes you feel like you've got the flu almost.
And your body starts aching.
Yeah. We're both so young, we shouldn't be feeling like this because of a drug.
Most of the orders are from people that go to the pubs.
The pub owners allow you to go into the store and sell in there?
Yeah.
Into the pub, yeah?
Discreetly.
What is all of this? What do you got?
We got makeup
gift
sets, gift sets, and steaks.
Christmas gifts today.
If he changed his mind and said, no, I don't want you to come in the store, then what would you do?
Go somewhere else.
Go somewhere
somewhere
else,
else.
yeah. Meat is so popular. Prices have gone up so much, right? Like a steak costs maybe, cheapest one is about £6.
Normally, we'll sell it on at half the price that the shop would.
It is sort of like Robin Hood. Yeah, you steal from the rich and give to the poor. I usually get 6 bags of dark and 2 bags of crack.
It sounds like a lot, but it goes nowhere.
Yeah.
It's scary how quickly your tolerance builds. But when I first started using them, I remember Dennis would put maybe some on a pipe for me, and I'd be like, oh, no, less. Within a month, it's changed, didn't it?
Yeah.
It was crazy.
A lot of people say, oh, thieves need to be hung. Look at us like scum of the earth. But at the end of the day, we're just trying to get by on a system that's failed us completely.
Obviously, yeah, we're helping ourselves by shoplifting, but we help the people that buy this stuff off us. Like, they couldn't be more grateful.
That was the last hurrah. That's the last of it, huh?
Yeah.
So what are you going to do now?
Tomorrow, start the drug treatment.
Yeah, new year, whole new fresh outlook on life, you know? Hugs, bring it in. Man, y'all take care of yourself, yeah? Please, for real. All right, bro? So we left the streets of London and took a 4-hour drive to Liverpool.
It reminded me a lot of Baltimore, like they're both port cities. The drugs that flood those city streets in Liverpool are on a different level than the city of London. You know, you mix that with no resources, no jobs, and shoplifting is on the rise. We met up with the mother of 2, and she had to revert to black market to feed her family.
Hi, yeah.
Hello.
Come in.
Hey, thank you for welcoming us into your home. I understand you have a hookup on certain things you may need, like supplies and stuff to support your family. How do you get that?
Basically, just the area I tend to live in is poverty ridden. I can't afford to go to the shops and buy me personally myself. Luckily for me, I know a couple of people that do go out and shoplift, so it's a big savings.
You know, me coming from a poverty-stricken community myself, I grew up in the projects in Brooklyn. And grace to God, my mother, she never had to do this.
I'm not doing it to be malicious or set out to hurt anybody. I'm doing it just to feed my family. I had to stop work due to problems with my mum and my dad and my brother and health issues, which created a few mental health issues for myself. We have no choice. I do spend it on what's needed.
And they're just shoplifting to get money to support themselves, or are they on drugs?
Some are on drugs, but if I looked at it like that, I probably wouldn't buy.
She is basically on hard times, mental illness, no job, no benefits. She has no way right now to feed her family. Jillian is basically Liverpool's version of Ronnie and Dennis, but her situation is a little bit more desperate.
Well, I have 3 children, so yeah, I have to go and shoplift and get the money, buy them what they want, what they need, and also other things. Heroin, I have to fund that as well. Get a lot of meat. That's the main thing. You can sell all year round because it's expensive, like. Some days if I don't go out, I feel quite depressed. It's always like stuff that I need or stuff that other people need. I have a friend, she buys meat off me each week.
Oh, yeah.
Tuesday. Yeah. £8 I'll be. A big joint of pork.
Oh, that's what I want.
They're happy with what I get them and they can't afford it, and also I need the money myself. So it's just like a circle, really.
Leg along. Your calculator?
Yeah. The biggest myth people have about drug users, there's lots, but I think the biggest one is that they are stupid. If you've got a £50 a day habit on heroin, you're going to have to work pretty hard. So you're not lazy, you know your money, you can work out how much you get in the daytime and how much you need to use, and it's just persistent like that. I need to go out raising, stealing, and I'm busy. And they are busy.
So what do we have here?
So it all comes packaged, you can see it from the supermarket.
Yeah.
If I knew they were stealing from, say, a local butcher's who's built that business up for himself, I wouldn't take it. But from a supermarket, in my head, they can afford to be stole from, even though they can't. So we've got your steak, we've got pork, we've got a nice beef joint, turkey, and a lamb.
How long do you see yourself surviving like this?
Can't answer that, to be honest, because I'm not used to being in this situation. But I've got to think of my own family before anything else.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And once again, blessings to you and the family. All the best.
Yeah, you too as well.
Thank
Can I give you a hug?
Of course. Merry Christmas.
You too as well. All the best.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
You could see that she wasn't proud of what she was doing. But, you know, you have to eat. You know, I was curious to find out who's really benefiting from this black market.
What's up, man?
Right.
So I understand you move heroin?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what I sell.
You're aware they're stealing things in the community to sell to...
Yeah, to support the habit.
Yeah. And out of 10 of your customers, how many of them are out there stealing and to make the money to get to you?
Probably about half of them do that.
Do you see that as an issue in your community?
Yeah, but if I didn't do it, someone else would do it, you know what I mean? So I've got a habit myself. I like half cocaine. So it's one for the other.
What would you like to see change in this community?
I'd like to see more people get jobs because I don't think they do enough for people in the area to get them jobs. I'd like to work. I've had jobs, but then you get unemployed, you know what I mean? Everyone likes to work, but there's no jobs. And you keep saying there's jobs, there isn't. You see people out and walking around because there's nothing for them to do. So if I don't do it, someone else will do it.
Stephen French, basically, man, this dude used to be one of the most notorious gangsters in Liverpool.
Morning.
There's probably nothing on those streets of Liverpool that Stephen hasn't done a little bit of, had a little bit of done to him.
This is a form of black market where people take the stolen goods and sell them to the community who can't afford to feed their families.
Yeah.
That's dysfunctional.
People say to me, well, you did what you did and you was robbing from people. Yeah, right. So I say to them, if you was a tin lion, wouldn't you eat a fat sheep? Because that's what I did. That's what I did. Yeah, right. There was sheep around me and I was hungry, so I ate them. In order to have meat once a week, everyday regular families buy the meat off the shoplifters. And this is where the difficulty lies, because the ones that are making all the money off the drugs, yeah, right, are the ones that you don't think are drug dealers. The ones that own shipping companies, the one that own freighting companies, the one that own planes, yeah, right, and bring them in. We're a symptom and we're being labeled as the cause. The cause is greed.
You know, Dennis and Ronnie, they really touched my heart. You know, I saw so much of myself in them. So, we checked up on them.
The drug services are really, really, really messing me around right now. The 2 months I've been there, they haven't issued me a key worker. I haven't had a single session with a doctor. I'm still shoplifting, a lot of meat.
Christmas was really, really nice. Me and Dennis cooked our first Christmas meal together. We did a 5-bird roast for 3 people.
Big wild hog.
Honey mustard, parsnips and carrots.
All of it, of course, was shoplifted.
Like, head-wise, I think we're in better places, aren't we? I'm feeling much more positive about this year. I can actually see myself now in the future coming back to normality that I wanted, and Dennis can as well. So we're happy. Yeah.
I'm going to completely go back to being the old Dennis, doing weights, running, getting healthy again.
Yeah. We want to, in the next year, get clean and start trying for a family. That's what we want. My fear, my only fear is that we're not going to give up in time and Dennis is going to get one bad hit and die, to be honest. Because I've lost my mum to this drug that way. I lost my ex-boyfriend of 4 years that way to this drug. And that's why I'm so desperate to just get rid of it as soon as we can, because I don't want to have that one bad hit and have that for Dennis as well. It would break my heart.
I'm worried about that.
A lot. A lot. Sorry.
Found it. I'm not feeling any pain anymore at the moment.
Being with Dennis and Ronnie, it was tough for me. I see myself in them in a lot of different ways. I know in my heart that they deserve a real shot at life. It's a really nasty, vicious cycle and a system that's been put in play, by poverty. I was like, wow. Things can go very wrong very fast in the UK if you're poor.